glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it. Others don't.
You can bet your life on eFoods Direct. Alex has told you about the amazing, great-tasting, long-term storable food from eFoods Direct and how a food savings account is your best insurance against natural disasters, job loss, and high food costs. But did you know that this dehydrated food also protects you against foodborne contaminants like E. coli and salmonella? Those poisonous critters can't live in low-moisture food from eFoods Direct. Ask for the Alex Fall Special. The Fall Special is a 24-day supply of food in a convenient portable container. A $259 value for only $199. Save $60 on 160 servings of the best food on the planet. Call 800-409-5633 and ask for the Alex Fall Special and go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Call 24 hours, 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the Silver Lungs system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the Silver Lungs system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
If people are tired of the same old, and of more and more liberties being lost, more and more freedom being destroyed, our economy disappearing, well, what do you think the wages of corruption are? It's enslavement. It's degradation. And that's all that's happening right now. That's basically what we're dealing with here as a society. We are dealing with a group of people raised from the time they're children in front of the television set that the government cares about us, that the system wants to take good care of us. You're bombarded by all these TV ads and billboards about the government wants you to wear a seatbelt because they care about you, and the government wants you to call poison control if there's a problem, and the government loves you, and the government's the good guy. And now, right out of The Running Man, a Stephen King novel about the police state, where there's billboards up saying, don't trust your neighbors, nighttime curfew, you can be permanently detained, no judge, no jury. All of that is actually now manifesting. We are going into the long, dark, horrible night of classical tyranny. The globalists have taken every form of tyranny and homogenized it and then put an icing over it of high-tech control. And we have just been raised. I mean, these people are going to the government, the same government run by the megacorporations, that's totally cheating us, robbing us blind 7 ways to Sunday, and then people are begging it to help them, begging it to give them something. The only hope we have as a society is to get government and the megacorporations that have taken on government power out of our lives. We're now entering the final phase of power structure consolidation, where the private megabanks are actually enthroning themselves with government power over countries they sold fraudulent debt and imploded. See, instead of going to prison, they're so bold they become rulers. And there is a man who was a regional governor of the true private corporate world government, the central private bank system known as the Federal Reserve here in the United States. Same thing in England, same thing in Europe. Same thing in Australia and New Zealand. Same system where for a dollar to be created, a dollar of debt is created on you and your family's backs. Instead of money being a symbol of exchange to speed commerce and the economy, it becomes a system of enslavement that mathematically you can't pay back. It's a fraudulent debt instrument. It's a toxic debt asset that only has value because you're assigned to it as a debtor, and then the globalists trade you as a debt slave around like monopoly money. And then here's Herman Cain riding in, and we're getting these compilations together, him on the campaign trail. We're going to do a lot of specials on this now because he's the main guy to go after along with Mitt Romney. We've exposed, to a certain extent, Rick Perry. He's on fire, crashing and burning right now if we keep the heat on him. Who would say the Federal Reserve, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about conspiracy theories. Again, their answer is, I don't like your monetary policy. I don't listen to conspiracy theories. See, used to they said it didn't even exist. Then they said it was federal and you were a conspiracy theory. Now, if you don't like their policy, you're a conspiracy theorist. But it doesn't work anymore. So now Herman Cain has been running around saying he wants to audit the Fed to make it better. Now, just a few months ago, before he'd even officially announced, he was running around. You can see these YouTube videos everywhere saying, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. He also said in a clip coming up that Alan Greenspan was the best guy ever at the Fed. That's the literal architect of getting rid of Glass-Steagall, the derivatives, the fraud. It's the guy that told the president to appoint Bernanke, told Bush to appoint Bernanke, his heir, and Cain's like, I don't like Bernanke, but I like that Alan Greenspan. What? That's like saying, I don't like Stalin, but I sure like Lenin. I don't like Hermann Goering, but I sure like that Hitler. I don't like Rudolph, but I sure like Santa Claus. The architect of this current fraud, the guy running it, the guy that got rid of Glass-Steagall, did it all, is Alan Greenspan. And here's Herman Cain saying, we did a great job in the 90s when I was the chairman of the Kansas City Fed. I think it's really good. And I've got some people I want to appoint, but that's secret. And Ron Paul, like the old owl, looks at him, wise owl, and says, spoken like a true insider. Look, I'm going to go to John, listening on 1310 AM, Sunshine Network up in upstate New York. I guess it's over by Rochester, a great affiliate now of 12 years. And others that are patiently holding. But I want to go to these clips right now. Again, this first clip is, and this is only one piece. In Paul Watson's article, he has links to other examples and a link to the page from Herman Cain's book where he called Ron Paul supporters, quote, ignorant and stupid in his book. And we have a link to it in our article to his actual book where he says it. And, I mean, I've heard Neil Bortz for years, which is like the minion of Cain, make fun of me, say I'm a liar, Northwoods doesn't exist, the Federal Reserve is great. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I mean, we got to find this like 5 years ago because somebody called Bortz. I rarely listen, but he's on locally. I hear it sometimes. And I heard him like 2 weeks ago go, person called and they said, Neil, you used to criticize people. It was me, but the caller didn't mention that. Who said that you're pushing the fair tax, but when it came time, you wouldn't get rid of the income tax. You'd keep the income tax and have a VAT and a sales tax. And they're going to keep FICA too, so it's really 9999 to begin. And Bortz is like, well, Herman's got to get elected. We got to compromise. I mean, I heard Boritz without ever even listening. I might listen every 2 weeks. I tuned in 4 or 5 years ago, and he was going, this Alex Jones kook says we're going to keep the income tax on top of it. That guy's a nut and a lunatic and a blah, blah, blah. And then here they are, 9999. FICA. Social Security garbage, income tax, VAT, sales tax. He says he only wants the income tax, VAT, and sales with federal control over everything. I mean, and then they're going to start jacking that up. This is what the Federal Reserve in the last few years has called for, is a VAT. The CFR has called for it. This is what they're doing in Europe. This is more money to them. The Federal Reserve took over in 1913 and got the income tax through. And only in America would idiot Republicans, idiots, anyone that's supporting Herman Cain or Mitt Romney or Rick Perry are certified morons. Just like you moron Obama supporters, totally financed by the most corrupt elements of Wall Street. And now he says he embraces organized, the Occupy Wall Street thing as I mean, it's total sham. It's like if you're against serial killers, but you want to, worship Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, it's just it's like saying you're afraid of dogs, so you go to the pet store and get 15 dogs to bring home with you. I mean, it's pure lunacy. Just like this Herman Cain clip. And the clip that we've got in our story, then it has some text in between before it cuts to Herman Cain filling in for Neil Boritz. And this is just one of the mild ones where, he's whitewashing things. We're digging up a lot of other ones before I go back to your calls. Let's go ahead and go to this first clip. Here's Herman Cain caught in a brazen debate lie. Get the article at Infowars.com. It's titled Fed Insider Cain Caught in Brazen Debate Lie. Even if you like the Federal Reserve, maybe you like Obamacare, and you like gun control, and you like carbon taxes like Mitt Romney does. And maybe you like the Federal Reserve financially gang raping you. He lied about it, though. Here it is.
Since the Federal Reserve is the engine of inflation, creates the business cycle, produces our recessions and our depressions, the Federal Reserve obviously is a very important issue. And fortunately tonight we have a former director of the Federal Reserve at Kansas City. So I have a question for Mr. Cain. Mr. Cain, in the past you've been rather critical of any of us who would want to audit the Fed. You said you've used pretty strong terms that we were ignorant and that we didn't know what we were doing, and therefore there was no need for a Fed audit anyway, because if you had one you're not going to find out everything because everybody knows everything about the Fed. But now that we have found and we've gotten an audit, we have found out an awful lot on how special businesses get, bailed out. Wall Street, the banks, and special companies, foreign governments. And you said that you advised those of us who were concerned, and you belittled. You say, call up the Federal Reserve and just ask them to get the PR person. So do you still stick by this, that this is frivolous, or do you think it's very important? 64% of the American people want a full audit of the Fed on a regular basis.
Mr. Cain, first of all, you have misquoted me. I did not call you or any of your people ignorant. I don't know where that came from.
I'll get it for you.
All right? Now, so you got to be careful of the stuff that you get off the internet, because that's just not something that I have said.
Hit pause. Hit pause. Back it up a few seconds. We have direct links to him calling them ignorant and, worse still, in his own book, stupid. And all day, Dude's back there getting clips of this. We've got links to it in his book and a clip of him coming up saying we don't need to audit the Fed. But, I mean, again, a little joke about you need to stop getting that stuff off the internet. You mean actual video and audio clips of you talking to the whole world? Talking to millions of people? You mean like those? He is counting on people as a confidence man going, you need to start getting that stuff off the internet, which is another way of saying conspiracy theory. And then Ron Paul goes, okay, I'll check into that. You know there's going to be a campaign ad. You know there's going to be a campaign ad showing Herman Cain lying. But it's how good he lies. I mean, he doesn't just say that's not true. He accuses Ron Paul and says, get your facts straight. Let's go back to it.